don't recognize the other two very much.
PMV? It's a clan that you know that mostly play black and white.
I thought they actually played something else, but since they're here together, they must play black and white too.
I see. So this is black and white as previously stated. With Crazy. And it seems nowadays that the meta game it's now mostly either you get the Aran hero or you try to counter Aran ASAP because it's basically the hero Phoenix that now attacks ground in this current version of black and white, and it can outrange the turrets if it's not in fortress mode or without the range upgrade, I presume.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's just sort of tricky to counter. You basically have to get kind of a combination of units to counter it, and it's hard to do that cost efficiently.
Just a question like that.
That, and it, has in-game use in the way that some of the units you might get to counter it might not. So ultimately, it's pretty strong.
So which unit tend to be most effective against Aran?
Well, one thing some people do is to get the Brutalisk, which can hit air and only takes normal damage from it. So then you back up the Brutalisk with like Queens and other stuff, and that can give you some pushing power versus Uran.
Okay.
Of course, if you can hold out long enough, it's actually better, I think, to get Dahaka, because he is quite good. But that's, you kind of have to be, you can't do that if you're going to lose a tower waiting to get Dahaka,
Okay. Would be just cheaper to just get the range upgrade on the tower to hold off a bit? Or is it not?
The thing is that Uran has 800 life, 500 life, and 300 shields. So even if you get the range upgrade, on standard move speed, Uran will still eventually kill the tower if you don't get other stuff to stop him as well, even with like healing the HP. Now on different move speeds, that's not the case because it'll get the first tower, but it won't get the second tower because it will keep flying into the Perdition turret, which will let it die.
Okay. And now
but on standard move speed, it basically will just sit there, and it can take, over like 20 shots from the tower or something like that at 800 life.
Okay.
During which time it's going to do
Epic Liger
40 times 20 damage, whatever that is. 800 damage, yeah, so it's going to do like 800 damage every spawn, which is obviously more than the tower can really heal.
So today culprit seems to be Aran, which now can attack ground.
So do you want to get Brutalisk and I'll get Uran so that we have the combo? The Uber combo.
As soon as it stop lagging from everywhere. So you said what I should get? Maybe
the Brutalisk. It has 1500 life and it does 110 to air, so it does effectively counter Uran. It just doesn't push towers as well, so I'm going to get an Uran, and if you get the Brutalisk, we should be able to wreck their shit, if you know what I'm saying.
I guess I'll just get Aran ASAP.
Okay, you can do that, and then I'll get Brutalisk. You just kind of want to get both so that you don't get double Uran and then they get Brutalisk and push somehow, which can happen every now and then.
Standing by.
So we might as well abuse it right now. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage from the hero.
Transmit coordinates.
Sorry, that was my alarm clock. Unfortunately, I forgot to disable it. Yeah, it does attack. Just I feel it attacks too quickly overall, quite frankly. Especially if it attacks against the ground.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's very strong, and that's going to change. It's probably going to get nerfed in the next next patch or whatever. But, you know, while it's here, it's kind of interesting seeing how the meta builds kind of around the single overpowered unit. Because it's overpowered, but, you know, eventually it can kind of get...
Or maybe just need one range of a nerf so that it doesn't outrange the rest of the
I mean, look at this, you know, they have like 8 Hydras, and 8 Hydras are gonna die, because Hydras are light, so it's basically one-shot. Hydras, Marines, you know, all these things that you normally think of as counters to air units, don't really... I'm gonna go ahead and take with the Haka now. They haven't really gotten the right counters yet, so you could almost consider getting like another Uran and then saving and then getting income again.
I'm trying to go immortal a bit at least to counter the many heroes in the world.
Alright, but they got an Uran now too. See, things getting crazy here.
But yeah, I feel it's either the Versus Slide that needs to be nerfed, the weapon speed, or the range, but at least on
they have 2 Uran now. See, this is the concern I was having.
Wait, which I think it's Dugoni, which is our third ally, the third player, I mean.
Yeah, Drugani is the third guy in our team.
Would masks be actually effective against Aura? Just a question like that.
It actually can be, yes. It's just sort of hard to get there. But if you want to start trying that now, you are welcome to try it.
I kind of want to try for the heck of it. Just to see if there is a legitimate counter to it and not just relying on our run or zeroing.
We gotta understand that any counter is more viable right now because we have at least 1 Uran. See, the trick is to get at least 1 Uran, and then you can kind of, you know, like tank stuff and, you know, figure a way out, and with a little bit of focus fire you can kind of figure it out.
So far, I think Thor might be not that bad right now. It's only because there's so many roads to kill with normal Thor guns in the first place. So basically, the kata is only to
Yeah, because they lift each of his spawns too, which just makes a big difference.
yeah.
Basically, one Dahaka counters 3 Urans, which is why Dahaka is an effective counter.
Damn it, the Taurs are not as effective than I just hoped. Like they try to shoot totally worthless unit. Or maybe I'll need to play a lot with the target filter. So it seems we have more income than them actually without the update stats. What the heck? 200
Was our tower
minerals?
burning from some point?
Seems yes. I forgot to get the upgrade. Damn it. Would that have been cheaper for me to just get the upgrade?
Well, that was unfortunate, but whatever.
I wonder if getting the barrage cannon for Thor would be worth it against so many roach.
They got the roach upgrade. Now I'm a little bit worried that we don't have enough splash, but we'll see.
Let's
see, I'll run all light units, so basically the rats are kind of useless despite their low their extra damage. They deal like 2 damage multiplied by 2 because it's against light and not against all. Oh right, I forgot.
Do we have detection?
Not sure. Guess I'll just get at least an observer just to be sure. Ours or them?
No, that was mine.
Guess I'll get the Thor upgrade at this point. It's only for immortality stuff. And there's enough ultralisk to justify the stun gun. Yep. gun for the win!
Oh, Alexi stack too. That's nice.
Well, some of them reincarnate as well. Immortal Tier Protocol, so they stack better in between rounds if we're winning. So we might be pushing hard just because of all the door and gun. And basically, it's a good upgrade for 1,000 minerals. Although I think the LXP might help a bit with the extra armor on the sword. Well, easing overall.
Yeah, but I got the Alexi, so he's giving armor to everything.
Some life, like regeneration. Everything died! And they probably just need a few too many immortals to counter this, but anyway. If they did sooner. So many doors. I think it's one of those rare times that I really went mass door on anything. Since going mass door tends to be asking to be countered by Immortal or Diamondback. The fortress will die! Be destroyed! Perish!
Yeah, might. Look at this. Yep, there goes.
I wonder if they should have went with mass around to try to counter our Taurs.
Yeah, well, I mean, the roaches... Well, the hydras were definitely a mistake, because hydras are always a mistake. The mass roaches are a very difficult and very technical build. Sometimes they work very well if people don't know how to counter them well, but, you know, a lot of the time, immortals and stuff start coming out and it just sort of shuts them down.
Okay.